Fans of the Monsterverse are no strangers to dragons. And the new House of the Dragon show has 17 of them confirmed to eventually show up, with some notable ones so far being Vhagar, the oldest currently living dragon during the House of the Dragon's timeline, Cyrax, the steed of the Princess Rhaenyra in the show, and Caraxes, the steed of Prince Daemon. And of course, we can't forget everyone's favorite, Drogon, the mighty dragon from the Game of Thrones series who called Daenerys his mother. Game of Thrones dragons are amazing and powerful creatures who are capable of destroying entire cities in minutes. Just like another dragon-like creature we all know about, right? But there is still one dragon, deep in the lore, that was even larger and more mighty than any of these. Balerion, the Black Dread. Rumor has it this dragon can darken an entire town with its shadow alone. This ancient dragon is said to be 4 to 5 times larger than Drogon, which he himself was 50 meters or 165 feet long towards the end of the series. That puts this monster around 250 meters or 820 feet long, with a wingspan likely even larger to be able to carry such a large animal through the skies. In short, while Godzilla and Balerion are from 2 completely different franchises with like completely different laws of physics and all that, if you were to put both of them side by side, this dragon would be able to rear up on its hind legs and be nearly as tall as the Big G-Man. So if we place these iconic reptilian lords in a neutral universe, where the laws of their own franchises don't hold them back or give them unfair advantages, which would come out on top? That's the question for this video. So stomp the subscribe button and hit the bell if you want more versus videos like this, and let's get to it. But first, a kaiju-sized thanks to Keats for sponsoring this video. So lots of us dudes start off looking like Kong with our head hair, but as time goes on, well, it's said that 2 out of 3 of us lads will have hair loss by the time we are 35. Sorry, bro. I just turned 30 and can proudly admit my hair has been thinning as I've gotten older. It kind of blows a little bit. But Keeps is a doctor-recommended hair loss treatment that's personalized just for you and sent directly to your home so you don't have to go through the awkward seconds as the cashier looks at you after seeing your hair is on its way out. I know what some of you are probably thinking, unless you're like 12. These hair things never work. And while Keeps isn't guaranteed to help everyone due to each of us being beautifully unique, the access to expert medical advisors and care specialists that Keeps provides for free for an entire year is a hell of an offer when you consider these people usually charge folk $100 just to say hello to them in the doctor's office. So if you want to save your hair from thinning out or you just want your locks to look healthy and Fabio-like, Keeps has you covered. Their team of physicians will walk you through which products and treatments are best for your goals, and if it's something you really like, you can subscribe and get refill reminders so you never accidentally miss a few months and halt your hair progress. Hair loss stops with Keeps. To get 50% off your first order, go to keeps.com/Dangerville or click the link in the description. That's keeps.com/Dangerville residents. Now back to the video, you hairy apes. First off, with any good matchup, let's see the tail of the tape. Let's start with the king of the monsters. He's 393 feet tall, or 120 meters. And he's estimated to be between 800 and 900 feet long, around 250 meters. His go-to attack is the atomic blast, but in dire situations, he is able to call upon his atomic pulse. He's a true brawler. He's able to breathe underwater and can swim for thousands of miles without stopping. And he's covered with super hard scales, capable of withstanding most attacks. But he does have some flaws. He's pretty slow, and usually ends up needing some help from another monster or humans to get a victory. Some would call him slightly arrogant. When you're the king, it's easy to lose touch a little bit. And being such a large monster, Godzilla runs out of energy rather quickly. And we've seen in Godzilla King of the Monsters that the right advanced human technology from its universe might be able to kill him. And now let's get to Balerion. While there are no official measurements, we estimate him to be 250 meters or 820 feet long. With a quadrupedal, meaning he's on all 4 legs, estimated height of 100 to 150 feet or 30 to 50 meters tall. He was the mightiest dragon in Aegon the Conqueror's army. The dragons in this universe never stop growing till they die. His fire blast is hot enough to destroy entire cities and melt stone. And like the other dragons in this universe, he's a swift flyer. But just like Godzilla, he has plenty of weaknesses. He's not immortal. Most dragons in this universe only live to be about 200 to 300 years old if they're not killed before that. And we see in this lore that the right human technology from this era in its own universe might be able to kill him. And while the dragons in this universe are highly intelligent, they all can be controlled by humans. And we all know that Godzilla would have no part in that. These two monsters at their core are very similar. At the end of the day, they are dragon-like creatures, both of them. But how would a battle turn out between Godzilla and Balerion? Let's find out. Godzilla comes ashore when suddenly a blaze of fire scorches his back. Balerion makes the first move. Speed and flight quickly overwhelms Godzilla, and he begins to anger quickly. The G-Man then tries to hit the flying dragon with an atomic blast, but misses again and again. This strange new foe is much faster and swifter than some of his previous enemies like the male Mechado, another flying creature. Balerion then uses the sun to his advantage and comes down on Godzilla in his blind spot. With his sheer mass, combined with the velocity of his flight, the attack drives Godzilla to all fours before he is able to brace himself with his powerful forelimbs and stop right before crashing to the ground completely. Strategy in war has taught the dragon many tactics to use against overwhelming odds. Godzilla is losing and annoyed, so he, with surprising speed, lunges back for the ocean and begins to swim away, but Balerion follows, wanting to prove itself against such a mighty enemy, as well as make sure this giant does not return to its homeland and nest. For days, the dragon follows Godzilla, always making sure not to get too close to the water, where Godzilla could easily take him down to a watery death. Both in their natural environments are too powerful for the other, and being intelligent creatures, both are aware of the advantages the other has. Godzilla now knows this dragon is a true threat and menace to him, so knowing he could only fight the dragon on solid ground, heads to land. It's time to teach this dragon respect, or to destroy it. The G-Man makes it to the coastline and slowly, cautiously, comes on land, waiting for the sneak attack. Godzilla learns from his mistakes, and this time he knows the dragon's strategy. The attack suddenly comes, with another fire blast from the sky. Godzilla braces himself for the attack, and is able to shrug it off with minor injuries. Balerion then continues his attack and attempts the sunlight sneak attack once more. But this time, Godzilla's ready. The king of the monsters then times a tail whip and manages to clip Balerion in the leg, causing the dragon to barrel roll and crash to the ground. Godzilla takes this opportunity and lunges towards the downed dragon. Galloping on all fours like a crocodile, the G-Man viciously bear hugs the dragon, slashing at his enemy with all his might. The dragon's scales may be the one thing that is even harder than his own. Take into account Godzilla's insane weight advantage is being thrown out in this scenario. Realistically, it's just an unfair advantage. A 90,000-ton Godzilla would crush most enemies, but the goal of these sort of videos is to truly see who the best pound-for-pound fighter is. Balerion's scale armor keeps him alive and in the game, but he is at a disadvantage big time. In a last-ditch effort, the dragon blows its red-hot flames directly at Godzilla's face and in his roaring mouth. This distracts Godzilla just for a moment, but he counters with his own atomic blast, and blows right through the flames and nearly takes Balerion's head off, but the dragon dodges just in time. Balerion, being a keen fighter, then aims his blast directly at Godzilla's gills, and doesn't stop till Godzilla has to let go. The dragon quickly jumps up and gets back in the air, once again gaining the advantage over Godzilla. Godzilla at this point is insanely angry. He spams atomic blasts all over the sky, but he was never able to hit the swift and smaller foe. Suddenly, two other dragons show up in the sky. They must have sensed Balerion's struggles and came to protect their ruler. All three dragons then circle and shower Godzilla in flames. Against the three winged beasts, Godzilla was not able to focus and was overwhelmed. His spines began to glow and melt from the combined force and heat of all three dragons' blasts. The dragons are allowing Godzilla to perform one of his most powerful attacks, the atomic pulse, causing the dragons to be flung through the air and crashing down all across the lands. The G-Man then takes his time to swim back out to sea, knowing he was not ready to take on such pesky foes. They aren't strong enough to kill Godzilla, but together they were able to run the king of the monsters off. But next time, he will be ready. Balerion is severely damaged and will need many months to heal. One of the other dragons lies dead, and the other was injured, but managed to stumble back to its feet. If Godzilla was to return, they would need many more dragons to even come close to truly defeating the King of the Monsters. Alright everyone, so I hope you enjoyed that kind of storytelling versus fight. If you want to see more videos like this one and like that sort of style, let me know. You know what to do. Subscribe, comment, share it around with your friends, get the algorithm all fired up, and I'll know to get on to making more of these types of videos. In this fight, I really wanted to take away like the unfair advantage that Godzilla always has over most creatures in other fantasy worlds. Like, I love Godzilla, I'm not hating on him, I'm very neutral and I'm level-minded. I know some people get really ticked off when you say anything other than he's perfect, which that's no fun, guys. Like, come on, have a more neutral mindset. It makes you able to have a little bit more of a good time with these sort of stories and all that. So, but if you like Godzilla being OP, hey man, that's what all the movies are for. But if you want to see more videos like this of the big G-Man traveling across separate universes, kind of like what we did with the Doom video way back and the War of the Worlds video that Al made, let us know. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. This has been Jacob, and I will see you in the next one.